we're back with another lesson and it's great to see you here. So far, we've covered all about the IELTS reading section in terms of a detailed introduction, types of questions, and strategies and techniques that you can use. If you need to refresh your memory, you can have a look at the previous lessons. In the next couple of lessons, we'll be going through the different types of questions and how to answer them. With this, you'll be able to understand how to approach the questions and learn some tips and tricks for the same. Let's get right into it and get started. The first question type that we're going to go through is true, false, and or not given. Just to refresh your memory for this task, you will have to decide if the information or the writer's opinion in the question statements can be found in the passage. So, how does this work? From the passage given to you, there will be 5 to 6 statements related to it. You will need to mark the given statements as true, false, or not given. The tricky part, you might not get the sentence directly. Most of the time, there is a possibility of having rephrased sentences or paraphrased sentences, as we looked at in the last lesson. If you'd like to brush up on your paraphrasing skills, you can check out the previous lesson. All right, moving on to what true, false, and or not given actually means in this scenario. It's also important to understand this so you won't get confused. When we say true, it means the statement matches the information in the passage. False is when the statement contradicts the information in the passage. And not given is when the information given in the question is not found in the passage. Now, with that being said, let's look at the common mistakes and difficulties faced when students attempt this question type. First of all, our favorite word, paraphrasing. As the IELTS is an English language test, the examiners will see how you are able to understand what is being asked of you. And the way the IELTS tests this is by paraphrasing. Make sure you are prepared and have brushed up on your vocabulary. Next is looking for matching words, but not the meaning. Here, what we mean to say is that the key words we highlight from the question may be repeated many times throughout the passage, and what might happen is that we might find the same word and think that that line is part of the answer, but the meaning won't be the same. So it's important to check the words and the meaning as well. Another difficulty that students face is understanding the difference between false and not given. It's important to understand this difference, and how you can is to know that false is where you're not only looking for the opposite meaning, you are also looking for contradicting information. And not given means that the entire statement is not given in the passage. Let's look at the common mistakes now, shall we? These are similar to what we discussed when we looked at the difficulties, but worth repeating because these are mistakes that are made quite often. I'll give you a moment to have a look at these. Now that we've gone through what this question type entails, let's do an activity together. Let's go through the statements. You can take note of any words that stand out to you. Number 1, as children grow older, intelligence evolves. Number 2, the concept of intelligence has failed to win over the controversies regarding the definition of intelligence. Number 3, intelligence can be defined as the capacity to learn from the experience and learn to adapt to the environment. Number 4, it is unnecessary to consider how many skills are involved in the evolution of intelligence. And last but not least, number 5, many psychometricians have avoided giving an exact definition of intelligence. You can take some time to go through the passage and complete the questions, and we will go through them together. All right, let's go through the answers, shall we? For the first question, the passage mentions that intelligence develops as children grow older. So the statement is true. Here the word develop means evolve, which has been modified or paraphrased in the question. Moving on to the second question. It is not mentioned anywhere in the passage that the concept of intelligence has failed to win over the controversies regarding the definition of intelligence. So the statement is not given. For the third question, we can see that the definition of intelligence is the capacity to learn from the experience and adapt to the environment is clearly stated, so the statement is true. For the fourth question, the passage says that before jumping into conclusions, it is necessary to consider the growth of one or many skills involved in evolution of intelligence. So the statement is purely false. And last but not least, the fifth question does not mention anywhere in the passage that the psychometricians avoided giving an exact definition for intelligence, so the statement is not given. Okay, before we come to the end of the lesson, let's look at some top general tips for this question type. First of all, read the questions or statements carefully to make sure you fully understand it. Underline or note down any keywords that you can use to help you skim and find where the matching information is in the text. Helpful hint here. This question type usually goes in chronological order. So once you've found the answer to the first one, the others will follow. The next could be in the same paragraph, the next paragraph, or further on through. Also, be aware of words that can subtly change the meaning of a sentence, such as many, some, occasionally, etc. Don't waste too much time on one question. If you can't find the answer, then just mark it not given. You have a 1 in 3 chance that it will be correct. And there we have it. How to go about answering true, false, and or not given questions. Let's do a quick recap. We looked at what the task is for this question type, understood the common mistakes and difficulties students face when answering this question type, and also some top tips to keep in mind. That's it for this lesson. I will see you in the next lesson where we look at how to answer diagram labeling questions. See you then.